Well, good afternoon and a very warm welcome this Friday to day two coverage of the High1 Resort Ladies Open, staged once again here at the highest point, or highest golf course, I should say, in South Korea. Timothy Lowe here, welcoming you along to what should be a highly entertaining afternoon of some golf. Jo Hye Lim started the day with the lead, but a 66 yesterday, promptly followed up by a rather awful 77. She's safely through to the weekend, albeit back at 1 under par and in a tie for 25th. We're going to be seeing a lot of Lee 6, Lee Jong-un, the shock winner of the 2019 US Women's Open. But unfortunately, her poor play has continued. She's a couple over par for this championship. Still, lots of good golf we expect to see today. Quite a bit from Bang Shin-sil, one of the bright young stars of the South Korean women's game. She's at 3 under par. 70 yesterday, early birdie for Shin-sil to move inside the top 10. Pace currently set by Kim Min-ju and this lady, Park Hyun-kyung, who has been on an absolute tear. This was a couple moments ago. She birdied the first, the fourth, the fifth. A great tee shot here at the sixth, setting up a birdie opportunity, which she would promptly roll in to tie Kim Min-ju at 5 under par. Haven't really seen too many players create separation, but that's just a factor of this golf course at High1 CC. It's just a stern test, and you hardly see anyone really jump out and open up a really big lead. There's a one-shot cushion for Jo Hye Lim yesterday, and it's parity at the top of the leaderboard at 5 under today. Best score posted in the clubhouse through 2 days. 4 under par. That was Jung Min, despite a 73 today. GUI. 1 under par for the championship, just getting her second round underway. Two-time champion here, Han Jin-sun, unfortunately limping home in the last 10 holes and 3 over par to lie at 3 under at the halfway stage. Kim Jong-hyun over par for the championship. Needs a few birdies. Projected cut right now sitting at 1 over, so she needs to get her skates on. This is her second to the ninth, and it's just going to stay the wrong side of that ridge. $1 billion Korean won prize purse for grabs this week. KLPGA Tour. This is now co-leader Kim Min-ju. Is that going to stay up? I don't think so. Got her second title, but her first win as a professional earlier this season. In Sun 7 won the Remix Championship in 2022 as an amateur. The inaugural Dukshin PC Championship in April. So her first pro title currently lies just inside the top 10 on the money list. Well, she leads the field in greens and regulations so far this week. Has only missed 1 green so far. just put the jinx on her, haven't I? Hyun Kyung's second shot now to the 7th. Ooh, just creeps it on. Now, it's a very good-looking birdie opportunity. Known as Cutiful, 8-time winner on tour. Picked up that 8th title at the E1 Charity Ladies Open towards the end of May. And documented the struggles of E6 through the years. Does have 6 wins on the KLPGA Tour. It's a little better than Lee Jong-un. To the iconic 18th hole here at High1 CC. In the front of the green today. Expect to see a number of players coming up a little short, leaving them awkward pitches, especially coming out the rough, like Jung Ji-ho. Just trying to bump it into the slope or carry it onto the green. Just into the slope, but way too much steam on that. This group, Lee Dong-un, 3rd on the money list coming into this week. 5th place last week in Cheongna. Got that major breakthrough at Rainbow Hills back in June. Winning the 39th edition of the Korea Women's Open. It's been a fabulous season. The lady who also tops the driving distance stats on the KLPGA Tour. Got herself a nice birdie opportunity there. A 21-year-old. Yeah, Shinsil. Breaking this putt's going to be the first 4 feet. It should stay pretty straight around the cup. Good effort. More, and Drew has, say, about a 10-footer birdie. She's unable to get it up that rise. Leaves herself a pretty slow one at 9. An almighty effort. On the day after a fine start with an eagle. The opening hole, followed it up with birdies at 3 and 6, so she'll turn in 32. Well, perennially, putting has always been a strength of Hyun Kyung's game. This for the outright lead at 7. That pitch shot pass. Chikyo now with all the work to do to save Pine. Keep the scorecard nice and tidy. So, off to the left. Pretty good. Oh, and those are the putts that keep her round together. Great save. Ji Hyo. Well, to move onto the projected cut line, Lee Dong-eun. Hasn't hit it. Hasn't hit it. Oh, a little frustration there. Frustration as well for Kim Min-byul. Rookie of the year. It's a step in the right direction, but she's going to need a few more. Gets herself to +5 again. Play the last 10 holes in at least 4 under par. That's no mean feat. Back to 9. Saw the putt of Kim Min-ju earlier. See if Kim Jong-hyun has learned anything, and no, clearly not. Just left that a good 5 feet short. The High1 CC backed players in the field on an invite this week. Only 6. Understatement when I say one of the unlikeliest winners of the US Women's Open in 2019. He has since been unable to replicate the form. Did lead by, I believe it was 6 shots going in the final round of the Evian Championship a few years ago before choking that lead away and eventually losing a playoff to Min-ji Lee, now 3-time major champion. All eyes on the women's golfing world will be on Evian Golf Club in France this week for the season's 4th major. To make it 3 and 5 under Kim Min-sun. Better spot to be putting from up the hill, a little from the right. Was some good scoring at the Amundi Evian Championship. He's once again in the mix. Very much like adding a second major title of the year, the Australian. Big couple of weeks for golf. Genesis Scottish Open happening at the Renaissance Club, co-sanctioned events between the PGA and DP World Tours. Then, of course, the final major of the 2025 men's season, the Open Championship, returns to Royal Portrush next week. It's been a real ball-striking display thus far from Park Hyun-kyung. She keeps leaving it in really good spots on these greens. Tells me she's got great control of her iron plate. After that very handy par save. Back at 18, Jung Ji-hyo's made the turn. It's a drivable par 4 the first, but Ji-hyo just looking for position with an iron. The turn here at High1 CC. 4/10, not the longest hole, but I do see a lot of balls just tugged into that left rough, so you've got to be wary. Kim Min-sun with the driver. rough problems there. And she'll catch a bit of a downslope too. I always felt this High1 CC was a proper ball strikers golf course. Just separates those who could control their games from the players who aren't. No better example than for major champion Lee Jong-un battling to make the weekend here. And his second appearance on the KLPGA Tour this season. And that is much more like it from Lee 6. Gonna need that. And plenty more. I have to say, big admirer of the power that Kim Min-sun can generate. I see going to those statistics this week. Not only long, but straight as well. It just gives you the opportunity to be so much more aggressive into some of these hole locations. Clears that left hip very nicely. Start the downswing. Arms have so much room to operate. What was I saying about she can shift it out there? You could throw it on the green from there. Colossal tee shot. She's almost run out of fairway. Sense can pretty much just freewheel it now. Got to go in full attack mode. Kim Min built 95 meters, but really got to fly it more like 103 with the elevation and that upslope short of the pin. Beautifully controlled. It's a part of her golf game that she's really tidied up significantly over the last year or so. You'll feel wedges bouncing, so case in point right there. That length, she creates so many opportunities from that range, and she's acknowledged the fact that she just has to be better at capitalizing on them. She's done all the hard work on 9. What's left to do is roll that one in. But he's having a bit of a mixed bag to start the season. The first 4 events, 2 missed cuts, but also 2 top 5s. Didn't miss a cut again until the Mona Park Ladies Open a fortnight ago, and of course dropped in that life-changing win at Rainbow Hills at the Korea Women's Open. But she has really found a good patch of consistency in her game. Her worst finish this year, having played all 4 rounds, was tied for 29th at the Indian Ladies Open. is going to have to cross the first hurdle here. At the moment, still on the outside looking in. 2 all for par with the projected cut sitting 1 shot better. Still opportunities and plenty of holes to play for the Korea Women's Open champion, Minju. Similar to the pin on 9, just got to get your distance control right. Get it onto that back level. In great positions. Go straight up this hill. Let's see this one. Moves a fraction to her left. That's another good look. Hasn't hit it. Just hasn't hit it. Just a booming tee shot from Kim Min-sun. 7 on the 10th. She's got an option here. Does she want to play it with a little less loft? Try and play almost an elongated pitch and run. You see that pin cut on top of that little rise. Do you want to try and float it up onto the top step? Hold this one with spin. She's hit that 270 meters, almost 300 yards. Actually, in a way, sort of make that shot a little harder. You just couldn't. It's not a big enough swing to create the spin to hold the shot on these firm greens. But still presents herself with a birdie opportunity. Distance really is such a weapon in this modern game. Lee 6. Try to convert. Get yourself back to +3. Pull that. This did not look like a very confident stroke. It was quick. A little bit snatchy. It's the little things in golf that can often have the biggest impact. Another player who's tasted major championship success before, Hong Ji-won, former Korean Women's Open champ, pitching up from well short of the 18th green, but having a pretty productive day. Couple under. 2 in a row. Kim Min-byul. Straight putt. Don't need to start this outside the hole. Starting to stalk them in. Kim Min-byul. It's good to see after that absolutely horrific start. 5 over in her first 3 holes. She gets to the turn. Buoyed by a pair of birdies. Now to 11 and Seo Jin. Let's look at her this afternoon with a birdie opportunity on the par 5. Gets it. So a couple of players quietly making moves up the leaderboard. Still the 2 tied at 5 under. Here's one of them, Kim Min-ju. You can see the difference in color on the green. The first part of this putt's going to be coming into the green, and then just as it hits that color change, turns down green, works away from her. It's a tricky putt to get right pace-wise. Every time you're putting up and over a hill or through a green change, you just got to be so careful, particularly when the second half of that putt is down great. Now, this should be pretty smooth for Shinsil. Just inside right lip. Yeah, beautifully home. Perfectly played 9th hole. Bang Shinsil to within 1 of your co-leaders. Got another player joined the lead. Kim Min Sun 7 after that almost 300-yard tee shot. This putt moves a little off the right for Kim. Smashed it. That came off the putter face so hot, and that is a rather irritating way to make par. It's such a nice tee shot. You don't even really have a look. So we go back to due on for par on 18. Slips away. Day 2 at the High1 Resorts Ladies Open, and there's 2 ladies up top. Kim Min-ju and Park Hyun-kyung both enjoying some fine scoring this afternoon at High1 CC. 36. Tee shot down the left side of the 9th. Pitching wedge into this green. True yardage adjusted, probably 120, but you feel like you're pitching it 123 just to clear that slope. Pretty big wedge. I know we're at elevation, but she's going to have to get all of this. Hopefully she did. Solid shot. How far is this one going to go for Kim Min-sun 7 at the 11th? Par 5. You can really open up your shoulders and give this one a bash off the tee. Beautifully shaped hole, really informs the player of the shape that is required off the tee. Try to get a little cut to work up the angle of the fairway, then it really has to be a layup for most of the players in the field. Play it as a 3-shotter. Birdied this hole yesterday, Kim Min-ju. Not a great angle from the right rough. Looked like a pretty thick lie too. But she has conjured up an absolutely amazing golf shot. Almost took the flag out. That was really a bit of hidden hope. It's certainly going her way thus far this week. She's not short off the tee. Lee needs the driving distance stats. Averages about 262 yards off the tee. She's on a bit of a downslope here, and a similar problem is presented to her. What faced Kim Min-sun 7 on the 10th, just by being a little too close to the green. Don't create enough speed through impact with not a long enough swing to generate that much spin. So you have to fire something in low here, try and pitch it into the upslope, one bit hop, and then have it grab. Finesse that up, and that's the problem. You're just off with your landing area on a shot like that. Can just look a little silly. Thick lie for Bang Shin-sil, but green to work with. Gouge it out and expect it to chase. That's the problem. Sometimes you just catch too much ball. You think that thick rough is going to deaden it. It just goes shooting off. It's a bit of bother. Yeah, looks like Kim Soo-ji, brisk walking pace, the cadence of the multiple-time winner, the Autumn Queen on the KLPGA Tour. It's that time of the year where she starts to play well. Oh, Kim Soo-ji is going to be promptly moving herself into contention. She'll get to 3 under par. Birdie putts you want to leave yourself when you're battling to make the cut on a Friday afternoon. Slow to start. And then you work up that pretty steep rise and have about 6.5, 7 feet of flat green once you get onto that back plateau. But all about pace this one, not a putt you're thinking about holing. Just trying to get your speed right, and that could come off the slope again. Dear, run and mark it. There's very messy. I don't think she can attack in two. Yeah, just gotta play out right. Kim Jong-hyun. Try and find her for the old-fashioned way. She pulled it a little. Okay, got away with it. Just clears that very big bunker. Stays in the rough, but the lie looks to be okay. Doesn't look like a great lie for Kim Min-ju, but it'll be a layup as well for the co-leader. Does a much better job than her playing partner. Second shot on 11 does play downhill, so you gain a little bit of extra yardage. The question for Kim Min-sun 7 is, how good is that lie, and how tempted are you to pull off the hero shot on a Friday? You know, club in hand answers all those questions. She's being sensible. Six from just past the pin, so this putt will be doing a tiny bit downhill and moving from right to left. Yeah, well done. Good putt there. Nice birdie. Takes her back with the cut line within sights. Remember the two events I mentioned she played at the KLPGA Tour this year? A non-factor in both of them. It's the cut in one and a distant 30th place finish in the other. So Young chipping up from just short of 18. That'll be a rock solid par. She'll head to the turn in 2 under. Can't afford to be making sloppy bogeys for Idong-in this afternoon. You see if she can get a little hot under the collar, but she's got to keep a lid on it. Shinsil line looks okay. Slight downslope. Just moves right when you think it's going to skate on. Testing par putt remaining for Shinsil to start her back nine. But for Hyun-kyo, chance to grab the solo lead. I think this is a putt that should just be on the right edge. Coming downhill, so you can't play it inside right with pace. Just got to feed it in. Oh, beautifully read and nicely holed. Hyun-kyung with the best front nine of the week so far. 5 under par 31, 6 under for the tournament. She leads by 1. You can bet your bottom dollar that front left pin is going to be in play come the weekend. And 11, slightly easier assignment today. Still the front portion of the green. So, spin control very important for the players. Kim Min Sun 7 elected to lay a little bit further back with that second shot, so she's got a nice full yardage. Will be able to create spin on this. Pretty much fly exactly 80 meters as long as she pinches this nicely. Should be a one hop and stop. Rotational golf swing Kim Min-ju possesses. This looks like she sets the club nicely at the top of her backswing, and it's almost like the arms quieten down and then the big muscles and body lead the club head into the ball.
Okay.
화이트? 오빠.
잠깐만.
But that falls away right if you're not careful. First bogey of the day for Bang. That fifth birdie of the day moves Park Hyun-kyung one clear at the top as she makes the turn here on day 2 of the High1 Resort Ladies Open. I would have expected maybe half the distance for Minju's birdie putt at 11, but this is what she faces. But through a little bit of a hollow. So second putt comes back uphill and straight into the bottom. So just as quickly as Park Hyun-kyung grabbed the solo lead, Kim Min-joo says, "Thank you very much. I'll take a piece of it back." Two of them are really putting on some scoring display this afternoon. This is an awkward hanging lie for Hyun-kyung from the left rough on 10. She's on a slight downslope ball well below her feet. Just wants to leak right quickly. So I'll start this maybe I'd say halfway between the TV tower and the flag. Don't fight the slope. Took a big bounce. She played for it. She has played some excellent shots out of the rough this afternoon. Reading the lines very well. Kim Min-sun 7. You saw Minju's putt. Just want to fall away a little at the end. So you got to hit this with some speed. Pretty much straight up the hill for Kim. Teeter off to the right, so a couple of good opportunities at 10 and 11. Hasn't been able to capitalize. Now to the 18th hole, Kim Jae-hee. Second shot, she's at 3 under par and going along quite nicely. Oh, this is beautiful. Gets a nice friendly nudge forward as well. Excellent shot. To the winner's circle at the inaugural IM Financial Group Open in April. Hasn't had a top 10 since the NH Ladies Championship in May, so it's been a bit of a dry spell for Kim Min-joo. Slipped outside the top 15 on the money list last week. Lee Dong-eun Got to start finding some birdies. There's an outside opportunity on 10. That's it with conviction. That's more like it. Lovely bounce back for Lee Dong-eun. That's her first birdie of the day. Watch that left hit clear when she starts the change in direction. Snaps it so hard, almost like peak Tiger in the early 2000s. Straightens up that left knee, clears the body so well. Just gives your arm so much room to swing and create speed. Now, Shinsil. She entertaining the thought of going for it in two. She's set up like she's challenging. Just 203. If you're going to miss right. Oh, right edge of the green. Eagle opportunity upcoming. A big hitting Bang Shin-sil. Lee 6. Just saw Lee Dong-eun pop one in from a similar spot, so she's got a good mental picture of what this one can do. Can she do the same thing? So birdies for Lee Dong-eun and Lee 6. Taken both to 2 over par, where the projected cut has just slipped to. A bit to play the weekends. Going well on the back 9. An excellent second shot for Kim Jae-hee. Now this. Ooh. Didn't read enough into that. So the former Singapore Women's Open champion. 3 under. Hyun Kyung. Could we have a hat trick of birdies at 10? This the easiest of the 3 putts in this group. Not to be. Great roll. Stays tied. Just from the first cut of rough at the 12. Just need to start this at the TV tower, let it drift. Should come around a little, don't creep up onto that slope. There you go. And start feeding back towards the pin. Flagstick going to be a distraction for Han Ji-won at the 16th. Oh, it's not. Use the slope out to the right. Can just take dead aim from here, Kim Min-sun. took a very hard kick. Little unlucky landing on that downslope. Verity at the top of the leaderboard again, with Kim Min-joo's birdie on 11 to draw level with Park Hyun-kyung. going to be a slow one for Kim Min Sun 7, whose second shot really deserved a little more. Great putt. Great effort. Sometimes that's all you can do in golf. Take a bad break, just smile, laugh it off, and keep on plugging. She's certainly in fine control of a full swing today, much like Park Hyun Kyung. Two ladies she's currently chasing. Two big hits to leave Bang Shin Sil with this outside look for an eagle at 11. Just from this angle, there's that spine, there's a ridge that sort of cuts diagonally across this putt. It has to throw it left as it makes its way over the top, and then just as it crests, it has to go back the other way. But pace will be critical here. That was aggressive. No, it's not done yet for Shin Sil. A very clever shot. Juke using that backstop very nicely. Chance to edge ahead of Park Hyun Kyung now. Frisky. First putt, Bang Shin Sil. Awkward comebacker for birdie. Handled that nicely. Walked that one in, Bang Shin Sil. Responds well to that drop shot at 10 with the birdie at 11. Back up into a share of third. Giving this one full care and attention, but really not a exceedingly problematic par putt for Kim. If anything, maybe just wants to move left, but not enough to warrant starting this one outside the cup. She's in full flight, which she clearly is this afternoon. This is where she does most of her damage. Wedge in hand, coming out of the fairway to accessible hole locations. Pretty calm right now, no breeze to speak of. Those greens certainly look like they're firming up, because much like Kim Min Sun's 7's approach into the 12th, a big first kick and sort of knocked any spin off it. Speaking of Kim Min Sun 7, here she is on the 13th. Just opting for that 3-wood, trying to keep it short of the pink bunkers. It's a pretty narrow fairway as well. The players try and thread their tee shots into.
들어가겠습니다.
I have to say, we see it every year, but that sight never really grows on me. The heart-shaped bunkers and the spray-painted pink sand just looks a little off. Call me old school, but just like my bunkers, regular shaped and white and sandy, please. Those pit shots, you're just trying to feel it. Awkward little distance, less than a full wedge. Players of different systems trying to control their less than full shots. Just narrowly avoided that sand-filled divot off the tee. Contentious topic in the world of golf these days. Should players get relief from sand-filled divots? Traditionalists would say no, players it lies, but I understand the argument. You're talking about you've hit a perfect tee shot down the fairway, what you're supposed to be aiming, and then you end up in a divot. It's just a little unlucky. Rubber the green, as they call it. Fine shot from Shinsil. It's going to be another birdie look from inside of 10 feet on this 9. Putt through that little valley here on 11. So, give it enough welly to make it up the hill on the other side. Park Hyun Kyung, she's done more than that. Oh, how's that go left at the cup? I could have sworn that should move right, but nonetheless, excellent effort from there. That's a good 2-putt. Sand in bunkers. I have seen everything in golf now, haven't I? It's a shame because it's a really lovely hole. But, I just find that a bit of an eyesore. Nightmare if your ball does end up going in one of these pink sand-filled bunkers. Your club's going to get pink paint on them. The ball's going to be discolored. Truly bizarre. Shot there for Kim. With that cut line move back to 2 over par. She'll have that to climb to relative safety. A feat that at least 6 managed on the previous hole. We've been paying attention, watching Hyun Kyung's putt as it approached the cup. Very similar angle to be putting from. Raised green, I've seen it does stop fairly quickly if you get good purchasing height on this. It sounded a little clunky from Kim Min-joo. That's a nice little kick off that side slope. You're going to get maximum spin coming from the fairway. Kim Min-sun 7. Take dead aim here. Expect this one fairly close. Yeah, solid shot. Not many amateurs have won on the KLPGA Tour. She's one of 10. This tour's 30-odd year history. That feat a couple of years ago at the Remix Championship. It was a weekend to remember, and then finally got that first professional victory earlier this season at the Dukshin EPC. Choi Ka-bin has reached the 9th. This is her second shot from 105, currently even par for the tournament. That's going to be for much longer. Superb approach for Choi. So Hyun, three-time winner on tour, looking for a birdie at 12. Just stays high. Incredible defense of the Heaven Masters a couple of weeks ago. Tied for 34th there. Now back to a playing partner, Bang Shin-sil. Longer than the 10 feet I initially thought. This one from right around 12 feet. He's going to hang on. Ooh, just wiggles right at the end. And oh, look at that, tumbling on. It's going to be a fiddly knee knocker for her par.
네, 알겠습니다.
Min-joo. Putt that moves a little downhill. Should be working. Touch from left to right. It's another real good opportunity. She's been locked in today. An eagle and 3 birdies. Just to add a 4th. Snaps pretty hard, but finds the bottom of the cup, and Kim Min-joo moves one ahead of Park Hyun Kyung. Terrific battle the two of them are having at the top of the leaderboard, and it's only Friday. Can't wait for the weekend already here at High1 CC. The course does feel a little bit more gettable in today's second round. Breeze a little bit calmer, was swirling all over the place in the opening round. Now can Kim Min-bill take another step closer to weekend action? She's left it underneath the hole here on the 12th. This is a par putt. It's one that doesn't go. Really be left to rue that poor start. Bogey, triple bogey. Get things underway. Talk about starting behind the 8 ball. Now Kim Jung Hyun to try to move within one of that cut line. Bit easier putt than Kim Min Joo's, but Wonju's got to hit with a little bit of pace, so this is going to fall off left quickly. I was up to the task on the previous green from a similar distance. Also would have seen Min Bill's putt just fall away right. Got to be committed to the pace here. Ooh, that one turned left. A bit of one step forward, one step back for Bang Shin Sil on the inward half. Right. It's got to be aggressive with this, Min Sun. Too aggressive. Well, she spurned some chances, Min Sun 7, but she's staying patient. Wonder how much of a reaction that putt was to seeing playing partner just not hit it quite hard enough and the ball peel away low. You just think, right, I'm going to hit this with a bit more speed. You end up blowing it straight through the break. Just found it a little uncomfortable putting through your own shadow. Just a lot of unnecessary moving parts that potentially catch your eye. Other than that, you have to say this is a pretty straightforward little clean-up job for par. Han Ji-won flying to start her second round. She's at 4 under par. This is only her 9th hole of the day. And that is going to find an all too familiar spot for the players on this 18th hole. Ball just tumbling over the back of the screen. Lee 6 will now come up the hill for her approach into the 12th. We do have to look a little right. Keep it on that front right quadrant of the putting surface. Just gets it to grab nicely. Great spin control there from the 8-year-old. So that excellent shot from Choi Ka-bin into 9. Mr. to 1 under. Yes, well done. Certainly started right. Takes that big bounce, but this one should back up off the slope. Yeah. Clever shot by Park Hyun-kyung. Now to 14. And your solo leader, Kim Min Joo. The only bogey of the day came on this hole yesterday. Nice full gap wedge throw it long. Beautifully played. 3 excellent shots by this featured group into the 12th. Slightly elevated green. The target at 14, pin in the left segment this second round, so ample room out to the right. You can use some of the slope to finesse the ball down towards the pin, so you don't need to take a direct line to access this whole location. Percentage-wise, you'd say the low bump and run is the go-to shot here on 18. actually, it's been Jekyll and Hyde since making the turn. Balsh and Sill. What does the 13th hole bring? Good compression there. Stuck the follow through. Beauty. Looks like she's drawn a bit of a scruffy lie over the back of 14th green. Kim Min Sun 7. First green she's missed today, actually. I'll try and play a little low scuttler. Relatively efficient throughout the season on the scrambling stats. Well, the putter's going to need to bail her out here. That was by far and away not her best effort. Yeah, the lie wasn't brilliant, but my old coach would say, don't hit it there in the first place. Now, Lee Dong-eun, good amount of swing in this. Look at where she's starting this putt, even though it's only about 8 feet long. Yeah, well read, nicely hold. Fighting she is. Gives herself a little bit of breathing room, moves to 1 over par. Kim Min-ju. Good amount of break in this. He starts turning hard about 8 feet short of the hole. Yeah, pretty good effort. Just a little pacey. Hyun Kyung to move to the top of the leaderboard again. It's the way the day's going. A sneaky suspicion this one's going to drop. Nice. Both Hyun Kyung and Kim Min-ju 6 under par for their second rounds. It is a torrid day for the pair of them. There's a little bit of separation now. Your two co-leaders, 3 shots clear of the players at 4 under. This is Shin Dae-in on the 9th. Having a pretty nice tournament, currently 3 under par. Again, vital to make sure you're on the correct level of this split green at the par 4. And this group's just starting to find a bit of a rhythm now. Start to see one player in your group play well, then another. It sort of just pulls you along in the right direction. Just a little too firm for that line. So how hard Kim Min-ju's putt snapped from just left of this whole location. Again, putting, is it a science? Is it an art? I'll tell you what it is. It's a perfect marriage of pace and line. And Sun trying to keep her card clean for the day. Longest par putt she's faced in this second round. And she's up to the task. Beautifully holed there. Second fewest bogeys of any player in the field. Poor pitch shot from the back of the green leaves Hanju on this for par on 18. sort of legitimate. About 35-footer on the 16th to try and get herself to 3 under par. Pretty good read on that. Yeah, just a left half putt for Kim Min-joo's par at 14. Now the Autumn Queen's having a nice day, couple under for day 2. There's a chance on the 16th, but it doesn't come back from out there. Oh, to get to 4 under, shouldn't die in. Birdie there. Textbook way to play 9, controlled the spin on that approach nicely. Turning 1 under par 35 for a player who needs it outside the top 60 on the money list. Coming into the week, Shin. D6. Off a slight downslope, so the trajectory is going to be a little flatter, which can make things a little uncomfortable into an elevated target. Thickish lie, but on the upslope, that's where we find E dominant. Hyun Kyung, prime target to go flag hunting again. On the upslope, dead calm. Full yardage. Out to the left. Distance control, spot on again. The 15th is where we head next. The 3 Kims, Ju and Sun. Starting to work our way back up the hill towards the clubhouse. Just don't want to lose this tee shot outright. And just into the rough. She'll have a decision to make. She chooses to attack from there. Bae Soo Hyun, playoff specialist, I think we can safely call her. 2 of her 3 wins last season, coming in playoffs. They all took 3 holes, all par 5s. birdied every single one of them. Expect this ball to get a bit of a spanking. Kim Min Sun 7. Breeze appears to be helping at the moment. Just keeping a keen eye on that. Does it stay in the left side of the fairway? No, but that looks like a very nice line she's drawn in the rough. Play really is something outright. Something that pitches around the 149, 150 meter mark. Just have it use the contours of the green to funnel left. If you smother a little and deal off the club, you go long left. It's a very tricky spot to be. She'll start to wiggle left off that mount. Beautifully played tee shot. Great control on that from Pang. Dolan. Good spot on 13 to be putting from, pretty straight and coming uphill, so can be aggressive with this effort without it worrying that it might get away from you. It's one of those sort of putts where you're starting to feel good. You do tend to make pretty free strokes from this range. When things are going your way, they happen to drop more often than not. Or at least scare the cup. It's not the most comfortable looking layup, especially if you're coming out of the rough like Kim Jong-hyun is. She is starting to run out of holes. But the bogey leaves her at 5 over par. This one's off a little right. Contact sounded clean enough. Yep, it's okay. Bit more swing in this than Dong Eun's putt for Lee 6. It's going to fall away low. The line is perfect for Kim Min Sun 7. Get it pretty close to the front edge of the green with this club. Though you are coming uphill. A little further left than she would have liked, but should have plenty of power to cover the corner. Just keeps it out of that patchy rough. And talk about uncomfortable shots. Kim Min-joo's got one here. Got an avenue betwixt the weeds. Just about picking the correct start line in the distance, and she's done that. Through the shadows at 13 is Park Hyun-kyung looking for yet another birdie. This one downhill and moseying right. Right in the middle. This has been some display of golf from Park Hyun-kyung this afternoon. That's a 7th birdie of the day, and Not showing any signs of slowing down. So Hyun. Left to right breaker on 14. Oh, cruel and unusual punishment for Babe. A look for Kim Min Bill, who's still battling away, 3 outside the number. What can you say? That was a good putt. Golf can be such a cruel game. Shinsu has just seen 2 awfully violent nip-outs for her playing partners. Just on this angle, coming downhill, she needs to just tiptoe this one down to the cup. A couple of rather pacey putts already. A decent try. Kim Min-ju off the slight downslope coming into the 15th. Good sound of compression. Gets that to grab beautifully. Excellent shot. She wouldn't have known it, but she's chasing again with Hyun Kyung's birdie. Back on the last. Her mind, she's got to run the tables coming home. So in a way it makes the task a little simpler. Player who calls the High1 CC her home. It means so much. To be able to play the weekend in a tournament sponsored by one of your sponsors at your home club. Makes for very pretty reading. No stats. Yet to miss a green today. Only missed 3 fairways. Not them by much. But she has putted beautifully. Leads by 1. Standing on the 14th tee. Ample green to work with, and pretty decent lie for Kim Min-sun 7, so many options of how she can play this one. Doesn't need to carry it there with spin, can really sort of stand it, pitch and run. spot that, or the spots that could leave you in trouble on this green is if you go long, or you hang this one out to the right, the Lee 6. Can't afford any mistakes coming home on that cut mark. It's hung out right, and I don't think that's going to mosey its way back down towards the hole. A test of putting touch for the 2019 US Women's Open champion. Sidewind of Kim Soo-ji's birdie putt on the 17th. Just love the fact that that putting routine has never really changed. This has that Odyssey number 7 style putter. Taps the shoulder to keep things square. Okay. And who's to argue with results like that? Fine playing today from Soo-ji. Gets herself up to that share of third. Congested number at 4 under par. Gotta go for Kim Jong-hyun. It doesn't. Got a good idea of how this one's going to move. Watching the putt before her. First green she's missed today, and this is a little tester for Hyun Kyung. Controlled the distance and spin magnificently, but the job's not done for Kim Min-joo yet on 15. It's a birdie putt, and what we've seen so far, there's a lot of slope around that back hole location. But just slipped that one in nicely. Great response to Park Hyun-kyung's birdie. Min-joo back into a tie, and the pair of them are 4 shots clear. So how about pace control from up here for Lee Jong-eun? tell you, you'll be moving with some velocity in the last couple of feet, so really got to do your best to control your speed from the high point of this green. Starts to get away from you there, and that is a fabulously judged putt. You don't win the US Open if you can't putt. I promise you that.
조금 펼치면 조금
이건 넘어가잖아.
괜찮아 그래 괜찮아 다 맞다지
그래서 안 넘어갔잖아.
오르막 1번
To say that early season win at the Dukshin EPC Championship, it sort of came out of nowhere for Kim Min-joo. Solid player, but really didn't have the best momentum going into the week. Missed the cut in Blue Canyon, sort of a non-factor 30th week after, and then boom. All of a sudden you find yourself as a KLPGA Tour winner, and to her credit, she's been able to build a solid season around it since that maiden title. Picked up 4 top 10s, 3 top 10s after that victory. One missed cut since, that was at the Celtrion Queens Masters at the start of June. I've had a top 10 since May. Welcome return to some good form for the 23-year-old. So important par-saving putt now for Hyun Kyung at 14. Got to start this outside right edge and commit. That momentum just now comes to a grinding halt. Misses her first green of the day and drops her first shot. So Min-joo is back in the lead by herself. Now Kim Min-sun 7 has just been stuck in neutral on this back nine. Well, Hyun Kyung's going to slide out of that share of the lead with her drop shot at 14, so it's Kim Min-joo all out in front by herself on day 2 at High1 CC. Suffice to say, birdies have been bountiful this Friday afternoon at High1 CC. Much thanks to the pair leading the way, Kim Min-joo with an eagle and 5 birdies. Gotten up to under par for the championship, one ahead of Park Hyun-kyung, who's made 7 birdies of her own, but just dropped a shot at this very hole, the formidable 14th with that left hole location, just tricking out a couple of players in our coverage already today. The projected cut at the moment sits at 2 over par. This is the 16th, and Kim Jong-hyun needs this and a whole lot of help if she wants to be around for weekend action. And let's call a spade a spade. That is a woeful effort from Kim. Now Bae So-hyun quietly plodding along at 1 under. It's a par 5. There's one thing we know about Bae So-hyun, she does love a par 5. We'll have that for birdie. Now to the last. And a pitch shot from short of the green for Saw Urgin. Don't think she can land this on the putting surface. I have to probably skip this through the fringe. Trying to carry it onto the green with elevation. She's done pretty well. But by no means is that going to be a cast iron 4. Now, tournament leader looking to stretch that advantage. Min-joo's birdie putt on the way at 16, and would you know it, she's made another 8 under par for her second round. Kim Min-joo is flying at the High1 resort. Tie for the lead a couple of holes ago. Now leads by 2. She has that club in her hands to thank. 8th birdie of the day. Looking for a second victory of the season. Kim Soo-ji just made a lovely birdie on 17. She got one more in her here on 18. This would break her out of that 6-way tie at 4 under, but it doesn't move right from there. In fact, it goes the other way. Still going to be a very nice round of golf for Soo-ji. Come on, Min-sun. Haven't made a thing on this back nine. Unfortunately, that trend continues here on 16. Just been stuck in neutral since making the turn. Green side and 2 on 15. Bang Shin-sil. Play some kind of low chaser. Funnel it to this pin. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, touch tentative. Still with a reasonable look. Just about a learning experience and a bit of pride now for Kim Jong-hyun. This for par on 16. Shin-sil. Her length, the par 5s, must take advantage. Oof. On that occasion, birdie the 11th, but just manages a par on 15. Shin-sil will remain 3 under. searching for par. Okay, good up and down. Nicely done. Par 72, safely through to the weekend inside the top 20. Looking to start this just on that left lip. Red and nicely hold. She gets the 2 under. Just got to keep that concentration. A couple of seconds longer. Yep, great round of golf for Kim, 69. Another player posts 4 under. She joins Hong Jung Min on that target through 2 days. It's this lady they're all trying to catch right now, Kim Min Joo. 2 clear at the top, 8 under for her round. Every professional athlete seeks to find that flow state. You're seeing it right now in Kim Min Joo. Just the game looks so very simple right now. 5th year, 4th full season as a professional. Now, Cho Ah-yan, former Rookie of the Year on the KLPGA Tour back in 2019. He's having a nice tournament as well. The final hole of the day, she's at 3 under. That is well off the mark at the par 4. It's 16T with Bae So-hyun. Optically a very similar looking hole to the 14th. A much nicer hole 1 prize at BMW 5 Series. Hong Jung Min came so very close to claiming yesterday. Trying to find her range, Bae So-hyun. Just get the sense. If Bao Shin-sil can find 1 birdie in the last 3 holes, she'll feel like she's in a good position with 36 holes to play. Just got to keep giving herself good opportunities. That's one. Certainly one. What a tee shot from the youngster. Last chance saloon for Kim Min Bell. Got a birdie home to cash a check this week. She's got 7 iron, 1 club more than Shin-sil. She's going to have to take something off it. Flag hunting, giving herself a look. Snatches the tee up quickly, usually an indicator of a struck tee shot. GUI going to be comfortably making the cut. She's at 1 under par at the moment on her final hole of the day, playing in the company of Cho Ah-yan. ENG, she has been on a flyer today. 5 under for her round, up to 4 under for the tournament. Great tee shot. Now into the 14th. Well, she's not really a player that you think immediately like a Bang Shin Sil or a Year One or a Park Min Ji that just blitzes a golf course to pieces with a barrage of birdies. Basically, a very patient plodder. And she's got a chance to just sneak herself into the top 10. With this right to left her on 16. Ooh. Agonizingly close. Just hate it when you hit a really good putt with dead weight. It just breaks across the front face of the cup.
뒤에가 좀 받아주니까.
근데 그 뒤에를 넘어갈 수도 있을 것 같아.
107까지 괜찮아. 107. 핀보다는 약간 왼쪽이 낫고.
The red hot Kim Min Joo. Slightly above her feet.
안 올라가면 돼.
To stop her from taking Diddy.
그렇지. 내려가야 돼.
Off that slope.
내려가면 안
The way that she's putting.
내려가야 돼.
Just to say she can't hold that one.
사정권이야. 진실이 나온다.
So when speed is an advantage, get a little steeper. Try and clip this one, put a lot of spin on this. Not to be found for Kim Min Sun 7. Just a big first hop. It's an outside chance.
짧으면 저 밑으로 내. 골프 차는 것도 안 봤어. 응? 아니? 내가 봤을 때 두 번째 친 사람이 신실이가 맞는 건 아니다. 첫 번째 친 애가 가장 좋을 것 같아. 오르막이니까. 저기 걔도 이름을.
Last chance saloon for Kim Min Bill. Birdie putt on the 16th. It's cruelly denied on 14. Just shaves the edge on 16, and that surely is her tournament race run for the week. Bid for first KLPGA Tour title cut short here at High1 CC. Now awkward for Cho Ayan. Not much green to work with. Got to play the big old flop. And that is superb touch from Ayan. So fancy your chances from here. Good looking putt for a right-handed golfer. Uphill, moving to the left. Easy as you like. Bang Chun Sil joins the party at 4 under. The fourth birdie of the afternoon. GUI to end her day with a birdie. Confidently rolled smack into the back of the cup. That's a really solid 70 for GUI. Gonna pitch this one a good 6-8 feet short of the hole. Allow it to take one big hop. Those greens are drying out as we've seen this afternoon coverage. Textbook stuff. Excellent shot from Park Hyun Kyung. So Kyo Rim. 3 players in this group going to comfortably make the cut. They're all nicely placed heading into moving day. Tiny round of 70 as well for Saw. Rookie of the year in 2019 and the KLPGA Tour, went off to the LPGA Tour for a few seasons, couldn't seem to find her game there. Now has rededicated herself to playing full-time in her homeland and will go into the weekend inside the top 10 and dropped a shot on Friday. Such a quick putt from right of that pin. Made a birdie since the 6, hasn't made a bogey all day. Sun 7. Park Min Ji. Got another birdie in you. Offload so hard to start that one high enough. It's a tickly one for Kim Min Joo, but having the round that she's having. The hole looks the size of a bucket. Someone's going to have to work really hard to come back from out there. It's a solid par. To 18. Just a par.
Nice par.
Round to 64. Fabulous golfing. Taking advantage of some benign conditions this Friday afternoon. Yeah, good clean up there for Kim Min Sun 7 to stay bogey free. It must feel like to a buzzsaw with watching Kim Min Joo in the same group this afternoon. Now back to 14T and Choi Ka-bin is making good progress. 3 under for the tournament. Last we saw her, she was picking up a solid birdie at the 9th. Hyun Kyung. Pretty straight putt. To get back to 8 under. Didn't look all that settled. After she made contact with that, she knew that was pulled though. Trust her line. So squanders a chance to pick up another birdie, Park Hyun-kyung. Still, despite that bogey on 14, it's been an excellent day at the office. To 18. Controversial finishing hole at High1 CC. It's really, can you hit 2 shots that go 195 meters? It's really nothing too nuanced about this hole. Can't hit driver off the tee because of that second penalty area you can see. And as a result, everyone's going to be having a shot of somewhere in the vicinity of 180 to 200 meters to a green that simply isn't designed to hold a long iron or a 3-wood, especially with that front pin. And for Kim Min-joo, just 2 solid swings here. Give yourself a look. I think dinner's going to be tasting very nice this evening with a 23-year-old. The rescue club should keep her short of the rough and definitely short of the penalty area. Have to just put the shine on what's been an excellent day at High1 CC. Drive from Shinso back on 17. But with that flag only 3 paces from the front edge, going to be tough to stop it near the cup. Just have to drop it on the fringe and hope for a nice kick. It's actually not too bad. Her only bogey today came on a par 3. He's got a similar club to what she had on 14. Takes a violent kick, and I'm not sure that's made it all the way into the penalty area. But now the shot holes on this back nine have got Park Hyun-kyung a little flummoxed. She can scarcely believe that came up short. I mean, they needed to carry a solid 5 more yards. Hybrid in hand as well for Sun 7. Just got to chip one. Power is not the play on the 18th. Cabin back on the 14th. Try to nestle one down within Guinea range from up here. That needs to settle down. Just a little bit frisky. That's what can happen to you. And a lengthy comebacker for par. Very entertaining afternoon of golf here at High1 CC, and no one's enjoying it more than Kim Min-joo, who leads by 2. her speed and the fact she's on an upslope, Sansa has a chance of holding this on the front of the green. She's got to get this one up, shooting quickly and landing soft. 192 into the par 4. Just takes a little kick left and it's going to go tumbling on towards the back half of the green. Shinsil actually putting from a pretty good spot on the 17th. Will take advantage. ENG also drawn a slight uphill line. She's 10 meters closer. That's where you got to pitch it. That is an excellent shot. She really has everything going her way right now. That is for a round of 63. Okay, kicked into the inside bunker. Penalty area was never really going to be a problem. And apart from the fact that she's about 5'5", and that bunker's very deep. You can't see the bottom of the flagstick, but it's a pretty elementary bunker shot for Park Hyun-kyung. The lie's good on a slight upslope. Play this with an open club face and lots of acceleration. Decent amount of green to work with, and it all cambers towards us. So a little plop and run. Listen for that solid thump of sand. Just flew it a little too far. That's clumsy. It was not a hard bunker shot at all for Hyun-kyung.
Oh no.
Yeah, cross-country effort at the 9th. Very left edge of the green. And he's going to go racing across the other side of the putting surface for Hong Chi-won. Absolutely flying, and then that momentum just came to a screeching halt at 14, didn't birdie the 15th, and now Park Hyun-kyung, in just a matter of moments, finds herself in danger of dropping back to just 6 under par. Well, there's 1 in 15 putts, gotta be honest, especially coming downhill. The slope a little too much respect there. Park pays the price for the poor tee shot at a par 3. So just pace control for Kim Min-sun 7. You see that dark green area around the hole. That's all into the green and coming uphill, so you need to give this one a good whack, especially from 60 feet. Such a hard putt to get to the hole. Absolutely clobbing that one. It's just snuck a couple of feet by. Not bad though. She's had to stay pretty patient today, Kim Min-sun 7. Hot start with an eagle on the first as well. Now to 14, and Shin Dae-in is at 3 under par. Par 3 scoring average this week. Could get better. This should start to meander towards the hole. Excellent tee shot from Dae-in. Side of the green to the other. What do you want now for par at 9? to be. Level par in 36 holes for Hongju Won. Afternoon 75 for her. It's quite interesting to note the disparity. Normally, I have to say the morning starters usually post the better rounds, but not the case today at High1cc. The afternoon scorers have really been blessed with much better conditions. The rounds working. Yun Kyung, yeah, she's going to make a bogey and be 5 under for the day. Park Min Ji 5 under as well, and of course Kim Min Joo, but for a 63. This round recorded in the morning, a 68. Exit for Kim. And barring a complete and utter disaster over the last 2 holes, Park Yun Kyung is more than likely going to be in the final group for day 3 action, which will come at you an hour earlier than we were today. So we hope you'll be joining us for what should be an enthralling day of top-class women's golf in South Korea. She'll feel like she has some unfinished business at the back 9 of this golf course, particularly the par 3. So another costly bogey for Hyun Kyung. Inju's lead grows to 3. Could be 4. If this one drops. Oh. It's been set the course record at High1cc. Just a hint of movement to the left. She's left in a nice spot, putting uphill and into the green. Just not with enough pace. Straight push there. See it off the putter face. Maybe a little bit of a deflating way to end the round, but what a fabulous Friday it's been for Kim Min Joo. A 64. Course record. Julian at the weekend as the woman to beat at 9 under par. That advantage is 3. Couple more birdies since that hot start. Kim Min Sun 7. She has really played some very nice golf today and would love to record a bogey-free round of golf. Professional golfers take such great pride in bogey-free rounds. Unfortunately, her only drop shot of the day will come at the last. 70 to go along with her opening round of 71. Still inside the top 10 as the curtain comes down on her second round. And Sunstone still will be a factor. Second half of this championship. Back to 17T and Park Yun Kyung. No one's played the par 4s at High1cc better this week than this lady. Shinsu, so they're pretty long way back off this 18th tee, but we've seen the way to access this pin from Kim Min Joo. It's going to be landing a good 7-8 yards short, right half of the fairway. Hope for a favourable kick. Scampers on. Will it hold? There's an answer. Gotta land this one just short of the green on 17, especially with Hyun Kyung's lower ball. I don't see a way that she holds the front segment if she does land this on the putting surface. It's kind of the only play for her. Giving herself a decent look.
짧으면 옆으로 날리는 지역이 집도만 할 수 있는 안돼.
Base here, unfortunately, back at 1 under par now, but pretty makeable chip here. Just off the edge of 18 green. Kicks a little left. Touch heavy-handed, I have to say. D6. Had a bit of a nightmare since we last saw her. Back at 4 over par, we'll need a birdie finish. She's given herself a chance, just gone bogey. 15 on 16. To improve on that excellent par 3 scoring average, Shin Dae-in for birdie at 14. Yes, nicely holed. Great birdie there, takes her into a share of third. The end of the round couldn't come fast enough for Kim Min-bill. It's 5 over par for the tournament. It's 5 over par for the first 3 holes. The damage was done early for Kim. Like the 6, Lee Dong-eun. It's just gone bogey. Just needs the one birdie though.
아까 팀보다 훨씬 낫다.
Have to do it here on 17.
만 좀 멀지.
Shinsil. Last hurrah. Last part of this putt moves left and it's working uphill. It's going to have to snap from there. It's trying. Great effort.
나이스 파! 강세실!
A solid day for Shinsil, pair of 70s, solid foundation with which for her to build her challenge on the weekend. And for Kim Min-bill, his best finish this year was a 3rd place finish. He's going to be missing a cut for the 4th time this year. Not to be able to pad any more to the 197 million won she's already collected this year. Awkward little putt. It's like you're putting straight down the spine. Not too much right, doesn't break. Not too much left, it just falls away. Yeah, tentative. up and down for Bae So-hyun. Don't want to be going into dinner having dropped a shot in your last hole. It's a solid round of 70. Par into the weekend. Korean Women's Open champion coming up here on 17. Threes have been hard to come by on the last. And it'll drop. Classy birdie. After those back-to-back drop shots, Lee Dong-eun moves back within the cut line at 2 over par. Go wandering back down to the 16th, we find Jung Joo-ri. Birdied this hole yesterday. 2 under par for the moment. Shin Dai made an excellent tee shot. Blueprinted the way how you want to play this hole. It's a little further right than Dai, so it's not going to take the slope. In fact, going to just snuggle up in the back fringe. Par for the day is Joo-ri. Lee 6. Again, hasn't made a start on the KLPGA Tour since 2023. And it's not going to be all that memorable turn this year. Likelihood. This field is going to lose its only women's major champion at the first hurdle. Now Minji. A player who's been imperious with the iron play this afternoon. Yet to miss a green today. She is a real threat. Just lurking on that leaderboard. He hasn't had the best of seasons thus far, Park Min-ji. Just trying to turn a corner. Her friend Hyun Kyung for her part. At 17. Han Sun-ju. Coming in from a little bit further back than we've seen some players on the 9th. She's not out of the woods yet. Lee Dong-eun still needs 2 solid swings here at the 18th to secure her place in the field this weekend. With her power, being the longest hitter on tour, doesn't even need a hybrid. Just going with what looks like a 5-iron. Gives you so much more control coming into this green from the fairway. Can't afford to drop any shots as she's perched on that cut line. Safe to say that was the perfect club. Inch perfect. Sit on the short grass. More stick for Hyun Kyo, who's got hybrid. Helping breeze. Takes a bit of a hot first kick, which should nestle up short of the rough. It's on the upslope too, which will help. Two major targets. Korea. For this young lady, and of course that triumph at the US Women's Open in 2019. It's been a tough run for Lee Six. Missed the cut in all three majors, proper majors, I should say, in the LPGA Tour this season. One in the field this week at the Evian Championship. Finished runner-up, losing in a playoff. Winchi Lee. 4 years ago, after having a sizable lead going into Sunday. 5 shots clear and ending up in a playoff. And Sun Ju on the 9th for a closing birdie. But good pace on that one. Two birdies and 2 bogeys in the round of Jeongju Ri thus far. Oh, that's going to fall off low, surely. The pace was good though. I retract that. That's gone speeding on by for Jeong. It's tough when you underread and overhit putts. Tend to skate along by. Quite a ways. So, a lot of cleaning up to be done for Julie. Sun Ju, just a formality, you'd think, for her par. Minji, outside chance at 16. Scared the hole, putting with confidence. You can see that a lot from Minji through the years. 19 wins in her storied and successful career. Nothing tentative about the way that she approaches her putting game to Lee Six. Well, mathematically, this is to make the cut. Gotta hold it. stranger things have happened. This is the upslope that we saw Kim Min-joo on earlier on, so it's identical yardage. Should take a similar result. Hyun Kyo starting a little further left. Not going to get the friendly kick right, but it just sneaks onto the green. As we've seen from Kim Min-sun 7, that's 3 puttable. Not saying that Hyun Kim's going to 3-stab it. She'll have to keep her wits about her. Just trying to pick a yardage. Keeps you just short of the front edge. That's all Lee Dong-eun's thinking here. Short, little right, just then a kick on. Got good height on it. It's 10 yards short. Needs to settle. It needs to settle. Okay. 2 putts from there. She'll have a tee time Saturday morning. Jury's comebacker now for par at the 16th. This one tries to get away left. Hit it. Costly 3-putt for Jung.
우와 이거 어떻게 찾았어? 눈이 좋으셔가지고 감사합니다.
30만 원부터 4개 주고. 엣지가 138.
Yeah, Minji walks that one in, keeps the card clean today. Missed 1 cut this season, Park Min-ji. He's only recorded 3 top 10s. Try cub in on the 16th. She would have been watching that tee shot with great interest. Gosh darn, you flew that in the bottom of the cup. Still no one's claimed that BMW hole-in-one prize just yet. Such a speed-dependent putt that Yoon faces now. So Bang Shin-soo really send it out to the right, crawling pace, and it turns so hard once it hits that into the green segment. And also Kim Min-sun 7, a little bit further along, has to be said. She had almost 65 feet. It's slow, and then he just started a little left, and it starts crawling left. Yourself a bit of a tester, so just trying to picture 2.5, 3 foot circle around the hole. Your goal's trying to mosey your ball inside that circle. That's all you're trying to do from here. 2 putts. Happily take a 67 and set a late alarm because he'll be in the final group on Saturday afternoon. It's got a stretch. It's got a stretch. Just outside of gimme range. So she's going to have to grind out one more par putt, Park Hyun-kyung. List in South Korea in 2017 and 2018, parlayed her victory at the US Women's Open in 2019 to LPGA Tour Rookie of the Year honors. Going has been tough in the last few years for a player known as Lee Six. Actually, his top 10 finishes in all 5 of the women's majors, with the exception of the Women's PGA Championship. Jung-Ju Ri, after almost slam dunking her tee shot on 16, it's about 35 feet in the back of the green. And that one gonna slide off a little bit. No! Oh! Tried to hang on. 2 putts from there is pretty solid. Maximum concentration, full attention on this for Lee Dong-eun. 2 putts. The Korean Women's Open champion is going to progress through to weekend stages of this year's High1 Resorts Ladies Open. Still got to be aggressive with your speed. Last third of this putt does come a little uphill and into the green. It's not the putt you want to leave yourself. It's a nerve-jangling one for Lee Dong-eun's tournament life here. He missed 3 cuts this season. Desperately keen to avoid a 4th. Not quite the turnout that you would have hoped for on a Friday afternoon. It is a bit of a hike to get up here, up the mountain to High1 CC. I'm sure the stats will be a little bit more populous come Sunday afternoon. We won't be here to see Lee 6, one of the headline draws coming into the week. We'll have no further part to play in this year's championship. Six's putt move. A little more left. Just given the state where she is right now in relation to the cut line, it makes this easier in a way because it is a do or die situation. You don't have to think about worrying over a comeback because you miss the cut by one. It's as good as missing it by a mile. So take the break out, be positive, hit it with a bit of pace. Hopefully you've picked out that right line and you're going to be cashing another check. Lee Dong-eun for a par and to make the cut. That's gutsy. That's really nicely holed. She had to work for it with a birdie on 17 and a nervy putt on 18. But the Korean Women's Open champion is safe here at High1 CC. No, she's in the National Open. Cuts means so much to players. She's absolutely mentally gassed after that finish, but well played. Full credit to her. Meanwhile, Kim will feel no shortage of irritation if she somehow manages to drop 3 shots in her last 4 holes. Don't need to start this outside the cup, maybe just inside right or right edge if you want to die it in. Okay, no mistakes there. Bit of a sluggish finish, but I think if you offered her 67 at the start of the day, she would have happily taken it. Park Hyun-kyung will start the weekend as Kim Min-joo's closest pursuer, just 3 shots back. So solid day's work from the pair of them. Lee 6 enjoys no happy return to the land of morning calm. She'll miss the cut comfortably. 5 over par. It's been a great day of golf this afternoon at High1 CC. So let's take you back to some of the shots of the day. How do we start with Kim Min-joo? Made a brilliant start to her round, eagling the drivable par 4 first. Close to the green with her tee shot, made the putt, and then dazzled us with that chip in at the 3rd to go 3 under through 3. So she was absolutely flying and, well, wouldn't come down for quite some time. Tee shot at the par 3 6th. Was all over it. Subsequent birdie. That's a 4 under par for her round and into the solo lead at that point. was happening. Park Hyun-kyung was starting to string some birdies together. She would birdie her opening hole, couple of pars, and then curl this one in at the par 5. Would go on to make it back-to-back birdies with this lengthy uphill putt at the 5th. And her fan club had even more to cheer about when she binned this one at the 6th to move into a share of the lead with Kim Min-joo. Bang Shin-sil, not to be outdone. Just the one birdie coming on her front nine. Up to that point, nicely played wedge shot. Well-hauled putt. Sent Bang Shin-sil to the turn in 34 strokes. And after a couple of pars, Kim Min-joo back on the birdie train with that one on the 11th. Moved to 5 under for the day and back into a tie for the lead with Park Hyun-kyung, who was making birdie the hard way at the 9th. Horrible lie, poor angle, had to gouge it out. Almost hit the flagstick and dropped in for an eagle too. But Park Hyun-kyung, the low front nine score of the week. 5 birdies and 31. Another Bang Shin-sil after bogeying the 10th. Huge tee shot. We know she possesses plenty of power. Green very much in range from 200 meters. She would find the target in two. Go on to take 2 putts to move herself back to 4 under. And meanwhile at 13, Kim Min-joo would edge in front again with this curling putt, having the bottom of the cup. While that was going on, Park Hyun-kyung would have to respond. She did more than that. What a shot she played into the 12th. Great use of the backstop to funnel that ball down towards the pin. And her putter, as usual, is up to the task. And at 13. Min-joo birding this hole a couple of groups ahead. Park Hyun-kyung said, I can do it too. I'll have the lead back, thank you very much. She was the first player to get to 8 under. But not for long. Min-joo laid it up. Had great control of a golf ball all day long, evidenced by that wonderful one hop and stop set up. Another birdie at the 15th. That was happening. Kim Soo-ji, the autumn queen, was piecing together a very solid round of golf. This her 4th and final birdie in her round of 69. This was a real bonus towards the end of Kim Min-joo's round. A lengthy curling birdie putt that dropped in for a 6th birdie of the day. Open up a 2-shot lead. Well, 2 became 3 with Park Hyun-kyung's late bogeys, but it's Min-joo who leads by 3 going into the weekend stages. We hope you can join us for day 3 action tomorrow from High1 Resorts. Until then, this is Timothy Lowe saying have a lovely evening and bye-bye for now.